Yo YouTube, in this video I'm going to be explaining how to drop your cost per click when running native ads by using the Pubity Style image ad. So if you're familiar with native ads already, you're probably used to seeing images like this where it's a lot more like visual and organic to the platform. Looks like something somebody would post, like a cat owner or somebody who's losing their hair, whatever it is. And these images do work well, but for me, my experience personally, for my product at least, that these types of images weren't working as well. My cost per click was like $2 to $3. It was hard for me to get low cost per click. So I switched over to running these styles of images basically in my entire ad account and consistently be getting, anywhere from like 80 cents to like $1.50 cost per click. And I'm gonna explain why I think these work so well, and two, how to make them yourself, and what goes behind creating these. So first, let's go into why I think that these work so well. So there's like three reasons. One, these are super native to the platform. If you use Instagram or Facebook and you scroll for 5 minutes, you'll probably see like 20, 30 of these kinds of, images. Maybe not from this Instagram page specifically, but something very similar from other pages, right? So with it being native to the platform, of course, that works perfectly for native ads because these just don't look like ads. Two is that these are very good at piquing curiosity, right? You look at this, it's like 7 weird ways to control your body, right? 1.1 million likes. Or this one, the boss has emerged from hibernation, right? That's super like, who is the boss? Like, how did he get that name, right? I have another example here where woman arrested after sending man 159,000 texts after the first date. Just look at this image, right? You have this description here, whatever it is, but look at this image. Did you see my last message? Is everything okay? I feel like you're being distant. I can see you're online. I know you're home, right? And then you like an upset woman. This is very, very good at piquing somebody's curiosity because they're just like, this is so outlandish. You know what I mean? And obviously there's more of these where um, like top most visited cities, top 50 movies everybody should watch. These are just very good for driving somebody's curiosity, especially since it has like this big text, and then you get access to be able, or you're able to use these visuals that add to that curiosity. Thirdly, is that these are really good for calling out your avatars very specifically, because in these types of images over here, you only really have access to, or you're only using just the image itself and then relying on whatever the actual primary text to call them out further. But with these ones, you can literally just put the text in here, right? So this one, it says mothers have documented cases of checking on kids right before emergencies from gut feelings, right? Very clearly this is calling out mothers, like, and if you look at all of the comments, right? My daughter was hit by a car and I knew I knew a second before it happened. I couldn't see her, but I knew it was happening. I had this about 20 minutes before I got a call from my son saying he'd been mugged by a group. It's what we do. Never doubt a mother's intuition. Phantom pain. Like, if you just look through the comments, it's just all people either talking about their moms or it's literally just their moms. This one here says, where does it say? I saw somewhere. I sat up in bed at 4:17 a.m. with massive anxiety. 7 minutes later, I got a call that my mom passed. Like, I guess even the intuition passes, whatever it is. But these are very good for calling specific people out. Obviously, in this example, it's mothers, but in other examples, you can be calling out literally your exact avatar, right? If you're selling some sort of like, weight loss supplement to women, during menopause, right? You could be like, women on menopause, blah, 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 struggling to lose weight. You know what I mean? And you can have the text right here, and then you can have like an image of something relating to menopause, weight loss, etc. You get the gist. These are very good at calling out your specific customers. Now, without further ado, I'm gonna actually go into breaking down how to make these yourself, because there's 2 steps to the process. So let me get to that. So what you're going to want to do first is open up Higgsfield or whatever image generation you're using. I highly recommend Higgsfield. It's very easy to use, and you can generate a lot of images at once. But if you don't have access to it, then just use Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever it is. So you're going to want to screenshot one of the images from the page and then just add it to the prompt. And then you're just going to want to copy and paste this prompt in here. you can very easily just copy it from this video, but if you want access to it, it's going to be in the Discord. It's free. It's in the description. It's going to be in the resources tab. But as you can see in the prompt here, it's very simple. Create Pubity style image, reference attached, of course. And then the text on it you're going to want is your headline, and then the image itself, you're going to want to insert whatever elements that you want that are related to the headline. Now, of course, you can just write this manually, right? I can just look at this ad and I can probably think of a couple of headlines off the top of my head. But what I personally do is I'll go here, and this is the 100 greatest headlines ever. I got this from Anthony Camacho, one of his YouTube videos. But what we can do here for this example is just copy and paste right their ad, right? And then we can just copy and paste this ad, and we're going to go over to Claude. I highly recommend using Claude. If you can use Opus 4.6, that shit writes very, very good copy. But what you can do is you can either copy and paste it into here, and all we're going to do here is just extract the desire from this copy. All we're going to do is get the desire. Obviously, if you're writing your own copy, you should already know what desire you're going after. But just for this specific example, because I'm going to use that ad specifically. But yeah, the primary desire is to protect my cat from suffering. Okay, so for this desire, I want you to use the 100 greatest headlines to generate me 10 headlines. Okay, and then all we're gonna do is just copy and paste this, attach it here, and then you're going to want to get 10 headlines. Now, if you're not already using an example copy, which I honestly would not recommend you use somebody else's copy, I would recommend that you already have your desire, whatever angle you're going after, and then you just say, like, this is the desire, this is my awareness level, generate me headlines using this. This will also be in my Discord, or you can just literally search up 100 greatest headlines. But we can look here. Look at these different examples. A little mistake that cost a cat owner over $3,200. Do you make these mistakes? Yeah, let's use this example, right? The secret veterinary surgeons know about cat dehydration. Let's use this headline. Oh shit, hold on. Boom, and then for the image, where all you're gonna put in is like the elements of the image that you want. So, veterinary surgeon. Cat dehydration. Now I'm gonna generate these 4 images, and then I'm gonna cut the recording back on. Okay, so sometimes you might have to regenerate them a couple times to kind of get it how you really want it to look, but just look at one of these examples right here, right? The secret veterinary surgeons know about cat dehydration, right? Look, this is like a surgeon, the cat, whatever it is. Like, these visuals are pretty solid, pretty good hook, pretty good headline. I also made some more where I'm using this type of like style of, this is personally, I think, the best type of headline if you want to directly call out your avatar. To cat lovers whose pets seem, I can't speak today. To cat lovers whose pets never seem to drink enough, right? See the image is the pet. A lot of people use like these cat water fountains, whatever it is. You can see the cat drinking the water. Or this is like a more scientific example where it's talking about like the cat's kidneys. You can see the dry tongue here, everything like that. These are pretty solid. You could definitely do better to create better headlines and just try and do better with the images. But I'm going to show you an example of what not to do though, right? The reason why it's so important to use these types of headlines is because of how they just fit the Pubity style like image ad. If you try running this full like length headline here, it's going to create you just like way too long of a headline. It's just going to look very stupid, bro. I'm going to get back to once it generates those images. Yeah, like these visuals are okay, but look at how long these would be, right? If you're using the generic headlines and hooks that most of these prompts will generate you. So what I'm gonna do to end off this video is I'm actually just gonna show a different example, because with this one I already like had kind of extracted this from what's it called? I had extracted this from another ad. I'm gonna show you all how I would do it if I was doing it from scratch. All right, give me 1 second though. Okay, so if I was starting out from scratch, for one, I would probably do a lot more research on whatever product and people I'm selling to. But just for the sake of this video, put into Claude, I'm selling a weight loss pill to women on menopause. Generate me the top 5 mass desires as well as the awareness level I should go after. These are the desires I have here, and then this is the awareness level, right? So what I'm gonna do here is, for this desire, get my premenopause body back. Use the 100 greatest headlines to generate me 10 headlines, 10 problem-aware headlines. I think it's very important that you mention the awareness level that they're at. So I'm gonna do this once again, and then we're gonna see what headlines it generates for me, and then we're gonna make the images from it. Because if you're desire testing or just testing this out, whatever it is, obviously you can use your own ads, previous ad examples if you want to, but this is just for people who are just starting out, how I would recommend to go about it. Okay, so let's see. Who ever heard of a menopausal woman losing 20 pounds? How a new discovery made. I mean, this is pretty good. These are honestly like the best hooks you can go with. It's like, to women who want their premenopause body back but think it's too late, because you're directly calling out who you're talking about. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just plug this in to the prompt, and then just type in here women. I'm gonna put like 40-year-old, or no, let's put like 50-year-old women, weight loss, menopause, etc. Then I'm gonna pick this back up once it generates those images. I mean, yeah, look at these images right here, right? You have this like subtle before and after. This is somebody who's probably on menopause right now versus this ideal beach body, right? You got to think in like the mind of, you know what I'm saying, your ideal or whatever, your avatar, your customers, right? To women who want their premenopause body back but think it's too late, right? So this is, you know, premenopause body, you know, feeling confident on the beach, all kind of stuff, right? And then you have your hook there. Similarly here, right, showing the weight loss in the stomach and her waist area. Somebody running on the beach, right? But think it's too. So you can kind of see how when you pair these two together, they can work really well at calling out exactly who you want to talk to, and then the visuals add to that to actually get them to stop their scroll and to actually want to engage with the ad. Then from here, what I would do is I would make sure that this headline right here is actually the like your hook of your copy, and then from there just add your actual copy, whatever it is. If you don't want the actual prompts that I use to generate my headlines, because I don't use this, just let me know. I'll add it to my Discord, or I can just send it to you personally. Or I can do a whole separate video on how I actually write the copy to go along with these ads. Let me know if you want that, hit me up, or just drop in the comments, whatever it is. But with that being said, go ahead, you know what I'm saying, test out these types of images, see how it performs, you know what I mean? If it works, it works. I think it'll work, but if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. Make sure to go check out all the links in the description, my Discord and my socials. And thank you for watching. God bless. Have a beautiful day. Love you.